coaching for me is an incredibly powerful, one of the most powerful, I think, interventions you can make. And why do I say that? Because it allows people to be the very best version of themselves. If you can create the space and provide the structure and the challenge and the compassion to allow people to be their best self, we all know that most people in their work environment, there's lots more they can bring. So coaching for me it's a great skill. It is something of a personal journey if you decide to coach people. It's a great gift to be able to give people that you work with. And for me, coaching, I think there are 4 critical components to coaching. Great coaching. The first is to always, in my experience, to coach around a purpose and a context. What impact is the coaching going to have on that leader, on the system they're part of, the system they're part of shaping, and really making sure you've got clarity at the outset. So coaching is really about helping your coachee, or if you're being coached, to deliver an extraordinary goal, something out of the ordinary. As a great coach, you want to be able to bring someone to a new level of performance. So really inviting right at the outset, just be really clear about that context and be really clear about what the goal is. And also to get that shared. If you're coaching a managing partner or a CEO, get them to share that with their executive team, to share that with the people most closest to them, because they're going to need support to do something extraordinary. So that's the first thing around purpose and context. The second is, as a coach, be clear about your own intention. Your intention in helping that person to be successful, to become something more than what they already are. And there's so much work done on the importance of intentionality. Whether it's the MIT Change Crowd, Otto Scharmer, or McKinsey, or whatever it is, intention is really at the heart of what you bring as the coach. And for me, there are sort of a few components to that. The first is, what would you like the person to think when you're coaching them? What would you like them to feel when you're coaching them? And ultimately, what kind of output would you like to help them achieve? And really, before each coaching session, be really clear about that. Almost write it down. My intention for this session is, and that primes the brain. Intention primes the brain to allow you to listen. And we all know listening is the key skill in coaching. So that's the first 2: purpose, context, and intention. The second is have a structure, and invest in yourself as a coaching professional. So I'm an accredited Daniel Folkman Extraordinary Coach. And I've read widely on the subject as well. And most people will know there are certain coaching frameworks. There's the GROW model. But for me, the 4 key stages in a structure: firstly, frame the conversation, allow the coachee to be clear about what it is they want to achieve from that session, what matters to them, what are their concerns and frustrations. Then allowing them a chance to unpack and understand the systemic issues around any particular kind of deliverable or any particular challenge they're looking for your help to coach through. What's happening at multiple layers in that system? And most importantly, what are they contributing to holding themselves back? Then explore the desired state. What is it they want to get to? Push them a little bit. At that point, I think you can start to offer maybe your mentoring advice. Would it be helpful if I gave some suggestions? And make sure that they lead with some accountability. And the 4th thing I would talk about is holding the space, asking great questions, and listen. Being totally attentive and giving all your energy into the person that you're coaching. So for me, coaching is one of the most important gifts, and those 4 things: purpose and context, setting an intention, your own intention, having a structure, investing yourself as a coach, as a professional capability, and holding that space for people. And for me, I see the greatest development in leaders I work with if you can hold that sort of structure in any intervention. So that's my perspective. Back to you, Francesca.